Okay, so this is a viewer submission that I cleaned up a little bit of the details on. It's got kind of a sweet thing going for it. So you've probably seen us play some Dragonstorm. So this says search your library for a dragon card and put it onto the battlefield, and it copies itself for each other spell you've cast before it in a turn. So the basic idea is you use something like Merchant of the Veil or Faithless Looting to put Dragonstorm into the bin. And then you use Mizzix Mastery to cast Dragonstorm from your discard pile, allowing you to search your deck for 3 dragons. The dragons that you get are Lathliss, Dragon Queen. Into Terror of the Peaks, make a token, shoot your opponent for 5. Into second Terror of the Peak, shoot your opponent for 5. Make another token, shoot your opponent for 10. So if you cast this with Storm is 2, you get to deal 20 damage directly to your opponent. On the off chance that 20 is not lethal, you can also mow down your opponent's board or planeswalkers with this, and you're left over with a bunch of dragons in play. This deck has an Adventures sub-plan, so we're kind of playing the Dragonstorm package as a combo top end in this kind of fair Adventures deck. And we've got Fae of Wishes kind of tying the room together, letting us play a Looting, a Mizzix Mastery, and a Dragonstorm in the sideboard to piece it together. And obviously, in order to fit all of these cards into this deck, we're playing Yorion to let us play 80 cards and not feel bad about it. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see if this could be reasonable. This format's been very controlling recently, as many of you know, which I actually think means the adventure package is likely pretty well positioned. The adventure cards generate a lot of card advantage. Mountain Goat, thanks for the quarter view. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Since it's a Yorion deck, we don't actually need Fae of Wishes because we'll draw exactly what we need. Big mood. I think the format's been slow enough on average. I'm going to keep this Hand in the Dark against no companion. You've been dumpstering control at the Tarkared. You know, you're not the first person to tell me that. That kind of surprises me. Hazoret does work there, I'm guessing. Maybe we should revisit that one. What do I think is better about the Queen? The Queen is much better because she's a castable card. I have always been a proponent. If you look at the Dragonstorm deck on my website, I recommend playing Queen as opposed to playing bad uncastable cards. So the Blade Wing is technically better. It's technically better when you're just comboing, but our combo's kind of slow and fair, and you're going to draw these cards on occasion. And you want your deck to be playable cards on the interim. Probably Phoenix here, I imagine. I can't tell if that's a joke or not, Dr. Mr. Punny. Tempo their thing back to their hand, buy us some time here. Risu, thanks for 19 months. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. I can't tell if that's a joke or not, Dr. Mr. Punny, because all of the best decks in Modern right now almost are playing that card. It's kind of omnipresent. We also just finished playing it ourselves, but like it's seeing play in basically everything. It's very flexible and strong. Is there a list for a Tarkared somewhere? Yeah, check out the YouTube channel. I should probably throw that one up on the website. I think that's one people would be interested in. Make a note to do that. I just saw another wannabe username in chat and it freaked me out a little bit. It's okay, Beetle. You'll always be the OG wannabe here. Yeah, I think that's definitely the case, Mark. Okay, so Clover into ramp. I need to bounce this now, because otherwise this isn't going to be castable. And to bounce your things. If you didn't check it out, Mountain Goat, I just posted a Meta Monday update breaking down the recent historic tournaments. Obviously, the tournament metagame is a little bit different than the latter, but it's good to get a good rough idea there. What to expect and what's doing well with different things. Yeah, no joke. Being able to just like cast Dragonstorm as a 9-mana spell is like pretty realistic with Lucky Clover ramp. Speaking of, I have 9 mana right now. How many basic lands are in my deck? Find out. I think there's 6 still in there. Yeah, exactly. 6 still in there. This is actually, so like talking about Yorion, another upside to being 80 cards is having more basics to fish up with Beanstalk Giant. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 10 basics total. Good reference point for later. Maybe I'm supposed to not do that. I'm supposed to hold up double Borrower. Because if they have a removal spell for Borrower, we probably die here. This title couldn't be more accurate. You're not wrong. We do aim for accuracy in our titles. Thanks for the Prime Nest here. I did, Tumos. Maybe not. No, you might be right. I might not have. I did. Was hammer time quick? I also started a little bit early. We played an entire league in 90 minutes. I'm pretty sure we're mostly just not sideboarding with this deck. Which is the downside of the Wishboard. Got a mulligan this one with no green. Yeah, it's actually pretty good, right? We have to go bottom the Dragon Queen, turn 1 Beast, turn 2 Innkeeper, tapped land, turn 3 play Beast. I am very happy with my PS5 overall. If you're able to get your hands on one and you enjoy playing console games, it's a good system. And they've only basically just started scratching the surface of next-gen games for it. Seeing how well Ratchet & Clank uses the haptic feedback on the controller, for example, I'm excited for more games that fully utilize those features. I did not, Pikachu. Something cool that you can do with haptic feedback. So, what haptic feedback and the triggers basically allows the games to do is it allows the triggers to do things at different percentages where you've pulled the trigger. So like, for example, in Ratchet and Clank, it allows you to, if you pull it halfway and full way, it does different things. It also gives the trigger resistance when you pull it in certain situations. So like, at a minimum, a lot of games use it when you're firing a weapon. I think we just decline on this one, actually, right? Because we drew Fae of Wishes. Yeah, what Pelly said is the elegant way to put it. Instead of having pushed or not pushed states, it has a sliding scale, in addition to being able to provide resistance as you pull it in. You did. So I budget 2 hours for Modern, but sometime we take a little bit more, a little bit less. We just play one league. So we played an aggro deck this morning, so a 5-match league was only 90 minutes. We played Mono White Hammer Time, and it was excellent. Okay, so we'll grab Mizzix Mastery. And we'll grab a 1-mana play here to pair with Mizzix Mastery. Let me just grab Tormod's Crypt. Could just be Tormod's Crypt. Huh? I don't really have anything decent to interact with the board. Just gonna grab the looting. Hey, J Sims, thanks for the 36 months. Welcome back. I think there's a good chance we're dead next turn and this doesn't matter. When's the next Hoots? The next Soglandia Open will be July 11th. I believe, is that a Sunday or a Saturday? I forget. It's a Sunday. Sunday, July 11th. I am not sure what format that tournament is going to be yet. I'm probably going to wait until the week before the tournament. It will be standard or historic with house bands. I'm not sure which of the ones. Maybe this upcoming set does something that makes standard look particularly enticing. I'm not holding my breath on that, but I want to leave myself the option. The D&D set comes out July 8th. If we implement house bands, it will be Brainstorm and Expressive Iteration in the current format. Those are the appropriate bands for historic, in my opinion. So the next open will be right after the next set release. Because I understand when people want to watch tournaments, it's right after new cards release. Yeah, we should start getting spoilers next week or late this week. Well, they didn't bin a Phoenix, so we're not dead on board. If they have untapped land shock, we do die. Okay, well they're dead to our Dragonstorm. You feel that, chat? There's a storm of brewing. You should host a tournament this weekend and then blame the pros when nobody wants to watch it. No, I thought I'm supposed to blame the EDH players. I thought it's always the EDH players' fault. To go ahead and get Storm in here. Get Queen. Is that true? Did I copy a bad list for my site? I'm gonna fix that if that's the case. I might not have Brainstorm in it. I thought it had Expressive Iteration. Wow, that's a shit list. All right, I'll fix that. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, you also note that Jeskai Control got fucking dumpstered at the tournament this weekend too, so maybe the fact that they got dumpstered and they weren't playing Iteration or Brainstorm has a correlation between the two. Thanks for the 7 months, Big Show. Welcome back. This guy, Jeskai Control is like 45%. Did you miss Modern? No, we're currently playing Modern. They added it to Arena while you weren't looking. Thank God this interface is so much better, right? Big mood. Can you imagine how annoying building decks in Arena would be for Modern? Yeah! Can you imagine how expensive Modern would be on Arena, chat? It wouldn't be affordable like $100 1-mana 2/1 monkeys and $50 Urza sagas. Modern on Arena would be expensive. It wouldn't be dirt cheap like Paper Magic is and Magic Online is. Digital Urza Saga, 47.32 tickets. A ticket is $1. Listen, chat. It cracks me up because it shows how much people have Stockholm Syndrome, older Magic players. That like people often say the Magic Arena economy is strictly inferior to Magic Online and paper. Like the Magic Arena economy has things that are worth criticizing, plenty of things that are worth criticizing, but it is very far from objectively worse than the other options. Magic Arena has its issues that you should be rightfully critical of. But the idea that the other alternatives that Wizards offers are just better is just not true. They're just terrible in different ways. Big Show, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Force of Negations are $90. Yep. That being said, you know, too, one of the downsides to the Magic Arena economy is it's not online gambling. Downsides. I, being the robust swole, large-headed, big-brain Magic player that I am, I have turned my $30 investment on Magic Online into almost $90 in the last 2 weeks. We're up 60 big ones, chat. I think we've died. I could buy a Tron deck with my winnings. Yeah, that's the treasure chest, you know. I've turned $30 worth of tickets into $90 worth of tickets and play points. Quit your job and become a mono grinder. I'm gonna talk to my wife about it. That was rough. The opponent's deck kind of showed a good example of our deck's probably not linear enough to be competitive and probably not interactive enough to stay alive. Our stream title was depressingly accurate that game. If you're top 200 right now, there is a chance you don't need to play more to finish in the top 1200. The only thing I can tell you is sit and wait. Top 1200 gives you an invite to a tournament next month. If you're into that sort of thing. Easy trade. This opponent has elected not to put Brainstorm in their deck, so we probably have a pretty good shot here. My opponent has made the critical mistake of not registering islands, chat. I like our odds. Yes, Trey. We've hit the point of the format where it's over 50% Brainstorm decks and over 60% blue decks. It's almost like history repeats itself when you don't learn from it. Honestly, I lose track of what year it is sometime, talking about Brainstorm bans. Well, these Bone Daddies, with their powers combined, will be able to kill the Spawn of Mayhem, at least. Yikes. Yikes! The hubris, chat. I assumed we could beat our... Ooh, one of your finest Mizzix masteries, please. Yikes. Okay, so let's do this. Clover would have also been good. Yep. Gotta do this now, though. Okay, so we could draw Mizzix Mastery, or if we draw land, these draw 3 cards and give us more draws at Mizzix Mastery. He's dead, Jim. You got it. Oh, they're doing it during their upkeep, so this gets bigger. That's so rude. Solid play here from the opponent. Yeah, and because of that play, Terror of the Peaks can't block this anymore and trade with it. I think we do this and hope for land mastery or Brazen Borrower. Are we dead? I think we're dead. Oh, it would have traded because they gained life. Good catch, good catch. Yeah, I guess I should have done that. Yeah, I forgot to count that they could gain life. That they gain life. And again, kind of the downside to playing this deck, I don't really have... And I guess I'm usually wishing for this, so we'll board in Sweltering Suns, but like the way this deck's constructed, we basically don't get to sideboard. This is a pretty big drawback in best of 3 Magic. So in general, Danny, I'm going to give you a break because your feedback there isn't helpful. So while I encourage being critical of decks that we're playing here, just saying things like deck's bad doesn't do anything useful. So you'll notice when I'm critical of this deck, I'm pointing out specifics, right? I'm saying this is a downside in best of 3 because we can't make our deck better post-board, or our deck wasn't fast enough or linear enough to keep up with the Phoenix deck. So leveraging criticism is a good thing, but it needs to be actionable and specific. It needs to say, this is our problem. We need to think about trying to solve it if we can. Like, should we consider trimming the wish board to get real sideboard cards in here? Does that make the wish package not good enough at that point? Things like that. So it's not that criticism is bad. It's that the way in which you went about the criticism was not helpful. Seems pretty good. Draw some lands. So if we actually draw running lands here, this finds us our other 2 combo pieces, he said before getting thought seized. Well, now do I just cantrip the Fae of Wishes? Like play this to draw a card. I'm gonna wait. Could be right, just get a 1/4 down against their aggro deck though. Huh. Well, that definitely makes me want to wait, right? Because now if I hit the untapped land, we can wish up Dragonstorm. Yeah, like maybe what Crockett said there. Maybe we just like have a regular sideboard, but maybe we have a regular sideboard with just like the 3 combo pieces in it. Sort of like having all this adorable toolbox stuff. All right, we've got 3 shots to draw an untapped land. 2 shots to draw an untapped land. This is where the magic happens. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're probably just dead at this point, right? I guess we do this, and then if we draw untapped land next turn, we can go 2 mana play into Mizzix Mastery still. Oh, I should have discarded the Mastery. No, JK, I was playing around Thoughtseize. My brain is bigger than yours. I think you're right that I should have discarded the Mastery to have guaranteed lethal, though. I think you're actually correct. Untapped land. So they've gained enough life that we don't have lethal. That being said, I can kill their whole board here. I don't need lands, chat. I have dragons. Cast Plague Wind, put 27 power into play. Your move, Yugi boy. For the record, I think the blue-red Dragonstorm deck on my website's very good. Very reasonable. It's a Brainstorm deck. It's a Steam Vents deck. It's very, very consistent. I like the Dragonstorm package. I don't know how I feel about the adventure cards. Well, I don't even know that I want to cut the wishes, silly cheese. The wishes are kind of how we've been comboing. I think so much as I just want to cut the wish package and just like play Faithless Looting, Dragonstorm, Mizzix Mastery, and then 12 normal board cards, I think is what I want to do. I think it's probably a decent way to approach it. I'm going to decline playing Innkeeper on one in case they have a Fatal Push here. Because the best supporting cards for Brainstorm are red. Because Indomitable, Creativity, and Jeskai Control and Phoenix. All the other supporting cast are red cards. Hey, the Mason Act, thanks for the Prime support. There's a ton of great people you can support every single month with that here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month. Thanks for the follow, Strawberry. It's a big in chat. Start here and see what we get. Might find lands that don't hurt us. Ooh, that's amazing. Okay, so I'll discard this, I think. I guess I could have said no discard there too if I wanted to keep the 5th land. If I shock, I go to 12, and then they're attacking for 7. That puts me to 5. This is 2 more as well. Puts me to 4. Like, this is... Even if I put blockers out, this is still just, like, killing me in the air so quickly. Just go for her. Go for the combos. Howdy, caged. Yeah, 3 shots at Mizzix Mastery. Fae being double tutor for 2 of our 3 combo pieces has felt reasonable. If I could, like, turn some of these other clunkier pieces into interaction. Ah, shit. Obviously should have had the foresight to know that we were going to draw Dragonstorm as opposed to Mizzix Mastery and get Mizzix Mastery. It was mostly arbitrary which of the 2 we got there. Sedge. I guess I'm technically not dead on board. Dead to a cool breeze with them having 4 cards in hand, but technically not dead on board. That'll do, pig. Wow, even the combo would have been rough, huh? They had double Grasp of Darkness. All right, let's try and build a real sideboard. Let's have Fae of Wishes just be a combo enabler and have actual cards on the board. Yeah, so far, I think that's reflective of my feelings to extras. The adventure package has not felt particularly compelling so far, and the combo aspect of it has not felt particularly great. All right, so like, Faithless Looting, Mizzix Mastery, Dragonstorm. These are our combo cards. And then Anger cards God, I hate this interface. I miss being able to just hit the plus button a bunch of times to add cards to my board. Soul Sear. I think we just put a bunch of counter spells in here then. More negate. Because remember, even game 1, we can technically wish for these cards, right? Hey, Saba Speed, thanks for the 2 years of support. Sayel, thanks for the 33 months. Yeah, Escape to the Wilds might just be a little bit slow and clunky. We only have 2 Borrowers in this deck at the moment. It might be right to go up Borrowers and like down some of this this type of card advantage. I mean, Anger of the Gods is technically a graveyard card. Thursday, thanks for the 30 months. Welcome back. I mean, like, yeah, the Escape to the Wilds is common with adventures like when it was standard legal and more slow fair formats, but it's kind of slow even with a little bit of ramp for the context of the current historic format. Phoenix kills you dead pretty quickly. Twitch commercials. Yeah, it's definitely a reminder that your sub's falling off. Yeah, historically speaking, adventure decks have played it previously, but it's not felt like it's been particularly compelling in this current format. Lucky Clover here. So trying 2 months, Thomas. Yeah, that's definitely an indication of the current historic power level. It's moved on from the you could just play an Eldraine block constructed deck into something that's more higher power level than that, which is a good thing overall. It not simply being standard plus is a positive in my book as opposed to a negative. Silencer. I'm being silenced, chat. There's 1,000 people here watching me and I have no voice. They're taking away my freedoms. They don't want me to tell you the truth. for the 13 months, Hoser. That's my favorite. When the idiot conservatives pipe off about cancel culture and they're like on Fox News talking about how they've been canceled. It's just like, yes, you very clearly on the network news station shouting to all of the other idiots and bigots watching you have very clearly experienced being canceled. You have no voice and no power. Thanks for the Prime, Chris Beard. Welcome back. I think this is not quite enough power to warrant putting this into play as a 1/4, so I think we just pass here. Found, honestly, it might have been right to hold on to this. It could have been our discard outlet if I fished up Dragonstorm. Oh, their shadow. Okay. This is a decent pickup, so I think with that draw, we stomp this, bounce one of these. This turn, get a little tempo. Maybe they try to pump Knight of the Ebon Legion. That's... They know I have the Petty Theft, so... Thanks for the 14 months contract. Good morning. Oh, they are pumping. Interesting. So, I think even though they're pumping this, do I bounce the Scourge? Because they haven't played a land for the turn. So if I bounce the Knight, they could go land, replay the Knight. Whereas if I bounce the Scourge, they're guaranteed to not replay the Scourge this turn, right? I think it's a little... It saves me a little bit less damage this turn, but in terms of tempo play, I think this is better. Because they knew about this, so they're kind of playing into it. Yeah, okay, sweet. So, something that we haven't done yet that's kind of sweet too, is that Fae of Wishes is a discard outlet to get Dragonstorm into the bin. So, I'll get to deploy Fae of Wishes here, and then it'll be a way to ditch this for next turn, which is great. If we get a next turn. There might be an if around if there's a next turn. I think I just pass here, right? I probably want to play out another blocker, huh? Do I play around your removal spell? It's game 1, they probably have removal, right? I think we have to play around removal here. Yeah, we have to draw a land. If we play around it, I can draw a land and pick the Fae up. Oh yeah, I guess it does have to be basic or Fabled Passage, huh? Okay, we're in a bad spot regardless. Again, our deck looking like it's just not quite fast enough in terms of being linear or interactive enough. Yep, we lose the mastery here, so we're dead. Did they miss lethal? We hit the land too, Sedge. This matchup seems especially hard for us because they're an aggressively slanted deck that doesn't really care about Anger of the Gods. Oh, they wanted to threaten the double pump on the knight. That makes sense. That makes sense. Gonna bring in the Soul Sears at least. Ooh. Where's my free mulligan from Brawl, chat? Can I get my one free mulligan in this format? Please? Please? What's going on, CGB? Good to see you in chat. Have you been playing any Brawl? It's been Historic Brawl. It's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying myself thoroughly. Yikes. Having Laturia as your companion should give you a free mulligan. Yep. Well, I think that basically dumpsters are out here, right? We're counting on, like, a combo to punk them out. We're just so far off. So, I talked about that line, Augustella. You're right that that's a line I could have taken, but that line meant I was dead to any removal spell from my opponent. So I chose to play around a removal spell. They ended up having a discard spell, so I got punished for my line. And honestly, your line also didn't matter because they had a discard spell. But I was trying to not die to a piece of removal. Thanks, Luna. Good to have you around. Yeah, and they'd already played a discard spell and they hadn't played any removal, so I felt like the odds of them having removal were high, especially game one. Right. I love these comic book triomes. They're so beautiful. I mean, there are tons of things they could do to mitigate the downside of being on the draw in Magic. Giving them a free mulligan is one of them, yes. Anything is better than the current play draw discrepancy Magic has. I think simply giving a free mulligan or a Lotus Petal token would be lazy attempts at solutions, but I would take anything over nothing. We've made it to the Wall of Blossoms bracket, chat. It's our deck's time to shine. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened, Coder Chris. It got figured out. Main deck Cling to Dust. JK, LOL, Wall of Blossoms has our number, chat. Can't win. No, Cling to Dust. Hey, that's fine. I'll just cast my dragons. And Burning Tree Emissary Basic Plains Swamp. Opponent is just like over here living their best life. I don't know what they're doing yet, but I'm intrigued to find out. Yeah, they could be a weird div build. Oh no, chat! Yikes! Okay, so I'm gonna get Dragonstorm. And then we could pick this up, grab Mizzix Mastery. I guess they're escaping Croxa this turn, huh? Alright, I'm gonna take one more shot at not... I give it literally half of all your numbers, yep. We're gonna give it one more try and then we're gonna move on to the next one. This could be bad for my boy the Innkeeper here. It could also just be an opt, though. Hopefully he's not going to run into a pillar next turn. Technically not a pillar of flame, chat. That's all you could really ask for. You can tell that this format's gotten inbred because the Phoenix decks are playing Magma Sprays in the main to tech for the mirror match. This was something that was very common in the tournament Phoenix list this past weekend. Lot of main deck Pillar of Flame or Magma Spray. To be fair to the format to a degree, I guess, too, playing things like main deck Magma Spray is a lot more reasonable when your deck has both Brainstorm and Faithless Looting to provide card selection to get rid of those when they're not good. Which is, again, kind of part of the power there, right? There's no, these decks don't have a wrong half problem. Zeckles, thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. Well, Dispute's a little bit less obnoxious than main. I think I draw this to loot it away, or rummage it away, or whatever. Main deck Dispute's a little bit less obnoxious than something like main deck Magma Spray. I guess Spray plays against all creature decks. That's probably fine. Black aggro's around right now, too. Hey, so we're hoping to rummage into a a Dragonstorm, chat. Another kid bit my 1-year-old's face. Yep. Been there, Coda Chris. Has my child ever been the biter? I don't think so. It's been a while, though. Alright, well, I mean, Bone Daddy's here. That's a Dragonstorm. I'm gonna die next turn, though, right? So I can't play it. What even is this? This is... And, like... I can't... Playing Paper Magic is gonna be such a shit show. Like, this is a magic card. Like, is this gonna be a card you can collect and put into your deck? Like... It doesn't, like... I don't think the artwork's bad. It just doesn't look like a magic card. Yeah, this is a land. It adds red, and then it copies into a... It turns into a creature that makes more creatures. Yeah, it's a one-color fast creature land. Which, to be fair, I'm super excited to get creature lands into Historic. This format desperately wants more creature lands. Alright, well, they did nothing, so we have a shot. Got me. I've been Mystic disputed. You know, maybe I'm supposed to grab a backup Mizzix Mastery there, actually. In case they have more counter spells. Probably. With 2 Lucky Clovers out, Beanstalk Giant's ramp is free, so might as well. Morning, Full Metal. So we got to pop off a couple of times in this set. Okay, so we have sideboard cards here this time at least. I get to bring in a bunch of Anger of the Gods. I don't think this is a Soul Sear matchup. It's just Anger. We have Brazen Borrower to reset their Darko. Lovestruck Beast doesn't block profitably. Maybe we just cut all the Lovestruck Beasts. I do board in a couple of these. Here's a command for when someone asks again. No, no problem. Going on, Century? Thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. What's going on Reddit for something else? I too hate myself and occasionally browse Reddit. Alright, do we hold this for after we wish now? Maybe? The smaller communities on Reddit can often be good. Like, the historic subreddit is currently small enough that it's been pretty reasonable. A decade ago, when I used to play competitive Magic, the Spike subreddit was super reasonable. I used to chat on there all the time. The Spike subreddit these days might as well be rebranded to the Timmy likes to think they're a competitive player subreddit. A couple of times I looked at it in recent memory, it's just a bunch of people off voting bad decks. Which, I get it, like... Yeah, it's just not useful for actual competitive stuff. And there's nothing... And for the record, there's nothing wrong with being a Timmy. I'm definitely more of a Timmy than a Spike. It's just, like... It's just not an accurate descriptor of, like, what the community's supposed to be trying to accomplish. Yeah, it's just false advertising. It's correct. I mean, honestly, I can't blame people too much for wanting to be Timmy's. Playing Magic from a pure competitive perspective kinda sucks in a lot of ways. Magic's much better as a funky, weird deck building game. As something of a Timmy myself. Alright, my opponent's deck appears to be functional this game, and we appear to be getting put in the dirt. Part of the reason we were able to pull off the last game was my opponent just spun their tires for a little bit. Day late, 1 card short. Assume we're dead next turn. They only have to cast 2 spells. Do you just have 2 more spells? Or should maybe put lethal? Another Sprite Dragon into 1 spell will do it. Yeah, I agree with that, Crockett. It feels, this set today feels like an example of why the adventure decks fell off in this format. It does not feel like our adventure cards are appropriately power leveled for what our opponents are doing. Even our opponents playing mostly random brews have felt like their decks are just like higher power level than what our deck's trying to execute. One of the things that I think is good to realize about Magic is Magic has a lot of really interesting feel smart plays, and in a lot of ways it's an intellectual game. But it's also important to realize that just because Magic's a game that makes you feel smart doesn't mean you should wrap up your intelligence in the game itself, if that makes sense. Like, it's very easy to get caught up in the perspective of, if I'm good at Magic, it's because I'm smart, and if I'm doing poorly at Magic, it's because I'm dumb and bad. And it's tough sometimes, especially when you're approaching Magic from the spiky perspective, to like disentangle the variance of the game from how it makes you feel about yourself. So this Fae of Wishes is just like 0% to resolve, right? So we should just chill. Opponent's not doing anything. Opponent's definitely the beatdown here. I say is my favorite Timmy style pro. I don't know. Face has been Pillar of Flamed. Not really consistently, Bushoes. Hey, nice crafted. Yeah, I think the Yogg Cord's a great deck. The Yogg Cord deck reminds me a lot of the old Anafenza Kitchen Finks decks. I think it's kind of just like a better variation of what those used to be doing. That was a great draw. Start casting some of these adventures for value. I would love Birthing Pod back. Can we get Birthing Pod in Historic, Wizards? Dear Wizards, I would like to use up my one time for Birthing Pod in Historic. And we know the client supports Phyrexia mana. Give us Birthing Pod. Just started the review for Dark Alliances doesn't have microtransactions. It's the one redeeming feature about the Dark Alliances is that it's a one-time purchase, I believe. I believe it doesn't have microtransactions at least. But believe it or not, it looks like there's a strong possibility that you bought it today. I'm so sorry. Make sure you set a timer for 1 hour and 50 minutes so you remember to refund it when you're done playing it. Because remember, once you've played something for 2 hours on Steam, you can't refund it anymore. For those of you that aren't keeping up, Dark Alliances is a Wizards of the Coast IP branded video game that released today, and believe it or not, it's incredibly embarrassing from a technical perspective. And I know that that's very different from what we've come to expect of Wizards' technical offerings, so I will understand if you are shocked by this outcome. No, what you saw in that video review is a release. Also, chat, I'm gonna let you in on one of the gaming industry's dirty little secrets, chat. Okay, come over here and sit on Papa's Jeff's lap for a minute. We're gonna get serious. If a video game company is taking your money, if you are paying money for their product, it's not a beta, even if they tell you that it is. Calling products that you have to buy betas is one of the many features of late-stage capitalism, chat. Let's try and kill this Stormwing entity, huh? If they cast one spell, we can stomp to finish it. Well, not today. Do I just play this and cantrip it? I think so. Could be right to save this to Anger Giant next turn. Oh, look, we drew another one. Undercurrent Brawl is a blast. My wife wanted to use Rodana's commander, so we built a Texas-style deck, and it's got undefeated in 11 games. Nice! Honestly, and again, to praise, I believe in praising Wizards, especially when they do something good. The Commander deck strength matchmaking for Historic Commander is phenomenal. And if they continue to iterate on that and tune it and tweak it and optimize it, they could succeed in creating the first truly casual format Magic Arena has ever had. Taking all of the sweaty tryhard players and lumping them together in the same group queue is fantastic. Really, really excellent job on their part with what they've gotten set up. But Jeff, I'm not sweaty. You are if you're playing Golos or Winota or Omnath. I don't make the rules, sorry. Yeah, I agree. I was super skeptical when someone told me about it. I've never liked the turn Timmy. It feels like you're insulting my intelligence, so I like to turn guys sideways. Well, Timmy doesn't refer to just attacking with creatures for reference, but Timmy's supposed to be a descriptive term. Timmy is only an insult if you personally view playing games as being bad, if you only view them as if you only view playing to win as the only correct option. Couldn't be further from the truth. Thanks for the follow, Cloud City. Good afternoon. There's nothing wrong with playing games for fun. All right, I'm gonna be done with this one. Unfortunately, it feels like the adventure package has finally been pushed out of the format. There was a point where you could basically play Temur adventures without the bans from Standard, and it was reasonably competitive in this format. But the Strixhaven archives have appropriately increased the power level of this format a pretty good deal, and it felt like even just the other random brews of cards that people had were just too strong for us to keep up with. The games we won during that set were largely attributed to the fact that we were executing the Dragonstorm combo, but between being 80 cards and the adventure cards largely not helping us assemble our combo pieces, Fae of Wishes helped a little bit, but most of the rest of this was just filler. I definitely felt like I would much rather be playing the blue-red Dragonstorm deck, the dedicated combo build that's on my website, as opposed to trying to have this kind of fair game plan that was just getting outclassed in a lot of it. I don't remember if we won a match or not. We won a number of games, but whether or not we won a match is mostly irrelevant. I don't keep track of individual match wins, whether we're winning or losing.